History, they say, is written by the victors. But what about the truths that are buried, hidden from plain sight? What about the stories that challenge the very fabric of our understanding? This is a call to awaken, to delve into the forgotten corners of our past and to uncover a hidden history, the history of. We've been taught a narrative, a carefully constructed story about our nation, our rights and our identities. But what if this narrative is incomplete, a mere fragment of a much larger, more complex tapestry? What if the truth, once revealed, has the power to shatter the illusions we've held for generations? This journey is not for the faint of heart. It demands courage, a willingness to question everything, and a burning desire to reclaim what has been stolen. It's a journey into the heart of our legal system, our financial institutions, and ultimately, our very souls. The information presented here comes from years of meticulous research by Anna von Reitz and the Living Law Firm, a dedicated group of lawyers, historians, bankers, and medical professionals. Their findings, though shocking, are deeply rooted in historical documents and legal precedents. Before the Civil War, a different flag flew above public buildings, a flag largely unknown to most Americans today. This is the American Civil Flag, a potent symbol of a forgotten era, a time when the relationship between the government and its citizens was vastly different. The American Civil Flag represents a time when the principles of individual liberty and limited government were paramount. It harks back to the vision of our founding fathers, a vision that has become increasingly obscured by layers of legal obfuscation and corporate manipulation. Imagine a nation where the government's primary purpose is to protect its people and their assets, not to control or exploit them. Imagine a system where individual rights are truly inalienable, not mere privileges granted by the state. This is the legacy embodied by the American Civil Flag, a legacy that is rightfully ours to reclaim. But to understand the significance of the American Civil Flag, we must first embark on a journey of discovery, a journey that will challenge our preconceived notions and unveil the hidden truths about our nation and ourselves. Are you a citizen of the United States, or are you an American? This question strikes at the core of our identity and our relationship to the state. The time for complacency is over. We must awaken to the reality of our situation. The future of our nation, our freedom and our way of life hangs in the balance. This is a call to action to restore the Republic and secure liberty for all.
For over 2 decades, Anna von Reitz and the Living Law Firm have been tirelessly working to unearth the truth about our legal and political systems.
What they have uncovered is a story that challenges the very foundation of our understanding of government.
The Living Law Firm is comprised of respected professionals from various fields, all brought together by a common desire to expose the truth.
Their findings are based on meticulous research and a deep understanding of the law. It's about restoring the balance of power and creating a future where the government serves the people. What is the primary purpose of government? Is it to protect the rights and freedoms of its citizens, or is it to control and exploit them for the benefit of a select few?
Our findings suggest that somewhere along the line, the very purpose of government has been subverted. Instead of serving as protectors of our rights, our government has become increasingly encroaching.
We are told that we live in a democracy, a government of the people, by the people, for the people. But is this truly the reality we experience?
We've become accustomed to a system where our every move is tracked, our every transaction recorded.
But it doesn't have to be this way. There is hope.
Our journey into the heart of the deception begins with a seemingly innocuous document, the birth certificate. We've been taught that this document is simply a record of our birth, proof of our identity. But what if it's something more? What if it's the key to understanding how our rights have been systematically stripped away?
I argue that the birth certificate, specifically the way our names are written in all capital letters, is not what it seems. This stylistic choice is not arbitrary, but rather a deliberate legal maneuver designed to create a separate legal entity, a corporation, in our name. This corporate entity is then used to strip us of our true identities and claim ownership over our labor, our property, and even our very lives.
This may sound like the stuff of conspiracy theories, but the evidence, when examined closely, is compelling. Think about it. Why are our names on government documents always written in all capital letters? Why is this seemingly insignificant detail so important?
The answer is that it's not insignificant at all. It's the key to understanding the legal fiction that has been created around us.
By creating a corporate entity in our names, the government subjects us to laws designed for corporations, not living, breathing human beings. This legal sleight of hand, Anna von Reitz argues, binds us to a system that benefits the few at the expense of the many.
We are told that we are U.S. citizens, but what does that even mean? What are the rights and responsibilities of a U.S. citizen as opposed to an American?
According to von Reitz, a U.S. citizen is a subject of the federal government, granted privileges that can be revoked. Our rights are inherent and inalienable, but we have been tricked into trading them for the illusion of security.
This is the heart of the deception, the theft of our identities and the systematic erosion of our rights. By understanding the game, we can change the rules, reclaim our sovereignty, restore our rights, and create a future where the government serves the people.
Citizenship, privilege, or trap? We're told U.S. citizenship is a privilege, something to be cherished. But what if it's not a privilege at all? What if it's a trap, limiting our freedom and controlling our lives?
Think about it. What does it truly mean to be a U.S. citizen? Does it grant us rights or impose obligations? Are we free individuals or subjects of the state? Our journey into the heart of the deception leads us back to the seemingly innocuous birth certificate. This document, we're told, is proof of our identity, a record of our entry into the world. But what if it's something more sinister?
Anna von Reitz and the Living Law Firm argue that the birth certificate, particularly the use of all capital letters in our names, is key to understanding how our identities have been hijacked. This stylistic choice, they contend, is not arbitrary, but a deliberate legal tactic.
By registering our births in all capital letters, the government, they argue, creates a separate legal entity, a corporation, in our name. This corporate strawman becomes our shadow self, subject to a different set of laws and regulations than those that apply to living, breathing human beings.
This corporate entity, our doppelganger in the legal system, is then used to bind us to contracts, levy taxes, and control our assets. It's a legal fiction, a phantom created without our knowledge or consent, yet it holds immense power over our lives.
The creation of our corporate strawman is just the first step in a much larger scheme. The next stage involves a subtle but significant shift in jurisdiction, from the realm of common law, rooted in the land and the rights of individuals, to the treacherous waters of maritime law, the law of the sea and of commerce.
This jurisdictional shift, von Reitz argues, occurs without our knowledge or consent. By registering our births with the state, we are unknowingly transferred from the jurisdiction of common law, where we are recognized as sovereign individuals, to the jurisdiction of maritime law, where we become mere vessels subject to the rules of commerce and the whims of corporate entities.
This maritime jurisdiction, historically associated with ships and cargo, is now being applied to individuals, treating us as chattel, as commodities to be bought, sold, and traded on the open market. Our labor, our creativity, our very life force all become commodities to be exploited within this system.
And as we'll see, this shift in jurisdiction has profound implications for our understanding of property rights, legal status, and the very nature of freedom itself.
Section 4, the high seas of commerce.
Once we're cast adrift on the high seas of commerce, stripped of our common law protections and reclassified as corporate entities, the game changes entirely. We're no longer dealing with individual rights and freedoms, but with the cold, hard realities of the marketplace. In this realm, contracts reign supreme. Every interaction, every transaction is viewed through the lens of contractual obligations. And as we'll discover, the deck is stacked against us from the start.
The contracts that govern our lives, von Reitz argues, are often written in legal jargon, filled with obscure language and hidden clauses designed to confuse and entrap the unwary. We're tricked into signing away our rights without even realizing it, agreeing to terms we don't fully understand, and binding ourselves to obligations we never intended to make.
This system, she contends, is designed to keep us in a state of perpetual debt and dependence, constantly striving to stay afloat in a sea of legal and financial complexities. Our labor becomes a commodity, traded away for the illusion of security and the empty promises of a system that benefits the few at the expense of the many.
Section 2, the birth certificate as a bill of lading.
The transition from free individual to feudal subject begins at birth. The birth certificate, that seemingly innocent document, becomes a tool of enslavement.
Under maritime law, a bill of lading establishes ownership and liability for goods in transit. But how does this relate to human beings?
According to Von Reitz, when our births are registered, we are treated as cargo. The birth certificate, with its all-caps rendering of our names, becomes the bill of lading, transferring ownership to the state.
From that moment, we are viewed as assets, collateral to secure the debts of the corporate entity that claims our identities. Our labor, creativity, and life force become commodities to be traded.
We must recognize this to reclaim our sovereignty.
Section 3, property rights and illusion of ownership.
The erosion of our true identity impacts our understanding of property rights. We're taught we have the right to own property and accumulate wealth.
But what if this is an illusion, a narrative to keep us playing by rigged rules?
Under maritime law, ownership means something different. When reclassified as corporate entities, we become tenants on the land, permitted to occupy property at the state's behest.
Our homes, cars, and possessions are subject to the whims of the corporate entity.
Endless taxes, fees, and regulations exist because we don't truly own anything.
We're merely caretakers, temporary custodians until the state decides otherwise.
Understanding this shift is crucial to reclaiming our true ownership. Section 1, persons versus people, a tale of two identities.
The heart of this deception hinges on the difference between persons and people.
We are not recognized as living beings with inherent rights, but as persons, legal fictions created by the state.
These persons exist within the legal system, bound by regulations, stripped of dignity and sovereignty.
The people, however, are flesh and blood individuals, the source of the state's power.
This distinction has profound implications for our lives.
It determines our relationship to the government and our understanding of freedom.
We must reclaim our identity as people, not persons.
This is essential to restoring our sovereignty.
Understanding this distinction is key to our liberation.
By categorizing us as persons, the system shackles us with invisible chains.
These chains are forged from contracts we never signed and obligations we never agreed to.
We're born into a world where these chains are already in place.
From birth, we're assigned a corporate identity, a straw man that becomes our proxy in the legal system.
This corporate person becomes a vessel for debt and a tool for control.
It's a phantom version of ourselves, wielding immense power over our lives.
We must break free from these corporate chains. Despite this system, there is hope.
These corporate chains have no real power unless we recognize them.
Our true power lies in our inherent sovereignty.
Reclaiming our sovereignty is about understanding the system and asserting our rightful place.
It's about reclaiming our true identities as people with inherent rights.
This journey begins with education.
We must distinguish between our true selves and the corporate persons created in our names.
Educate ourselves about our rights and stand firm in our resolve.
This is the path to reclaiming our sovereignty. Across this nation, a reawakening is taking place.
Individuals are recognizing the chains placed upon them and reclaiming their birthright.
This movement is fueled by a desire to restore the balance of power.
It's about reclaiming our power through knowledge and understanding.
Rebuilding our communities and holding officials accountable is key.
The road ahead is challenging, but the stakes are high.
The future of our nation and freedom hangs in the balance.
United, we can create a brighter future.
The official narrative of American governance is a facade.
The true structure of power is not what it seems.
Two entities operate under the banner of the United States, one a true republic, the other a corporate entity.
This corporate entity has woven itself into our government, usurping power.
It's a shadow government, answerable to financial interests.
The capitalized United States refers to the corporate entity, while the lowercase United States represents the true republic.
This distinction reveals the true nature of power in America.
We must recognize this duality to reclaim our sovereignty.
Understanding this is crucial to restoring our republic. The roots of this corporate takeover trace back to the Civil War.
Lincoln's decision to finance the war through foreign creditors placed the U.S. in debt peonage.
This led to the creation of a corporate entity, the United States of America Incorporated.
This entity assumed control of the nation's finances, transforming the U.S. into a collateralized asset.
The American people were unknowingly pledged as security against these debts.
This corporate takeover evolved, solidifying the corporate grip on power.
The sovereignty of the people eroded, paving the way for tyranny.
We must understand this history to reclaim our freedom.
Section 3, the illusion of choice, democracy versus republic.
We're taught we live in a democracy, but this is an illusion.
The Founding Fathers envisioned a republic where individual liberty is paramount.
In a true republic, the people are sovereign with inherent rights.
The current system blurs the lines, creating a hybrid where individual rights are disregarded.
This perversion opens the door to government overreach and corporate tyranny.
Understanding the difference between democracy and republic is crucial.
We must reclaim the principles of a true republic.
This is essential to restoring our freedoms.
We must stand firm in our resolve to reclaim our sovereignty.
Section 4, the municipal maze, another layer of deception.
My research uncovers another layer of deception, the municipal corporation.
This entity operates under the guise of local governance, infringing on individual liberty.
The municipal corporation is a private entity masquerading as a government.
It exceeds its constitutional authority, infringing on our rights.
This entity dominates our lives with codes and regulations.
This overreach creates a climate of fear and compliance.
We must recognize this to reclaim our freedom.
Understanding this deception is key to restoring our sovereignty. Section 1, the Great American Adventure, reclaiming our birthright.
We've uncovered hidden truths about our history and government.
Amidst this darkness, a glimmer of hope emerges.
This is the Great American Adventure, a journey of rediscovering our power.
This journey demands courage and conviction.
We must challenge the foundations of the system that has held us captive.
This is a call to action, an invitation to join a growing movement.
We must withdraw our consent from the corporate system.
Reclaim our true identities and assert our inherent rights.
This is about restoring the balance of power and creating a future where the government serves the people.
Join the assembly, restore the republic.
Connect with like-minded individuals, join the growing ranks of American state nationals, reclaiming their sovereignty and rebuilding communities.
These assemblies are grassroots gatherings united by a common desire to restore the republic.
Within these assemblies, you'll find knowledge, a supportive community, and the tools to reclaim your sovereignty.
This is not a spectator sport, it's a call to active participation.
Study our history, understand our rights, and work together for a brighter future.
The time for complacency is over. The future of our nation hangs in the balance.
Will we slumber in ignorance or rise to the challenge?
The choice is ours. The time is now.
Join the assembly, restore the republic, secure the blessings of liberty.